Hi, brothers and sisters. Okay, let's see. Let's start off with the announcements, and let's go over them, and then we'll go over each of the assignments. Okay, so I hope you enjoy my little pictures that I do there. I hope you enjoy it. Talking about your change essays. If you do want to do a revision, make sure that you set up a Zoom conference with me so we can discuss what you need to do. If you do that, you might get some of the points back that you need. If you don't do that, you're not using all the resources that you need to. So it's up to you if you want to have a Zoom conference. They are not required, but they are very strongly suggested. Okay, so now going on to your rhetorical analysis. There's going to be several things that you're going to do to help you learn skills that'll help you. You're going to analyze a couple of examples, and you're remember that one's effective and one's not effective. So don't say they're both effective, because they're not. Learning a couple of skills that you're going to learn for most of your classes: integrating sources and using the third person. Integrating sources is what I call the sandwich rule. And then you're going to analyze the speech you chose and learn about strategies like allusions, comparisons, repetition, parallelism, rhetorical questions. It's different for some of you because these are all like weird words. What's an allusion? But once you look at the definition, you're going to say, oh, that's fun. So you're going to use this assignment to write your essay later on. So make sure you do a really bang up and complete job. And then you're going to be doing some instructor feedback, and I will read each of your submissions and try to implement your suggestions in the last half of the class. Okay, and then last week you learned about logos, pathos, and ethos, and so I gave you a couple of examples of how to use those, because you should use them in your rhetorical analysis to show that you understand logos and pathos and ethos. Like for ethos is it shows what ethos is whenever I think of it as in the same root as ethics. It shows somebody why they are qualified to speak about the issue. And pathos is an example of an appeal to pity, and logos uses facts and data. So look for those three things when you're analyzing your week. And then President Uchtdorf's suggestion of how to be a good disciple of Christ applies anytime we feel discouraged. And so read that and enjoy. Okay, so now let's go back to... back to this. During the middle of the week, you're going to be analyzing the two samples of students' rhetorical analyses. Like I say, remember that one of them's good and one of them isn't. So don't say they're both great. Okay, and here's Word and PDF of those two different ones. And notice the rubric. You get 6 points for annotating the student samples, and you get you get points for answering the question, for paragraphs about the organization, transitions, a specific way that the author is speaking. We are going to look at all those things, and the tone and the language. Remember that these examples are what are giving you all of the characteristics of an essay that you should write. So try to pattern your ideas after them. And then you're going to do the sandwich rule, like I said. So you're going to be integrating sources with the sandwich rule. You're going to introduce, then you're going to integrate, and then you're going to interpret. I think this should all be one assignment, but that's just me. Okay, so make sure that you do that. Okay, I guess if we do 3, you're learning about them 3 times, right? Okay. And then you're going to do pronouns in the third person. Don't use you. That's a good rule of thumb. Every once in a while you can, but you know what? It's best idea is just stick to third person. The only time that you're going to use first person in this essay, which you did last time, you used first person. But the only time you're going to use first person in this essay is if you tell me a story about yourself. And usually you don't do that in a rhetorical analysis because you're concentrating on the analysis of the rhetoric rather than your ideas for it and how your reaction was. And yeah, make sure you do your discussion points. I hope you guys that's helping. Okay, and you're going to analyze your speech. You're going to use this worksheet when you write your essay. So make sure that you do a really, really good job of analyzing your speech the way that you should. Because if you do a really good job here, you're going to take this data and just make it into essay form and you'll be in good shape. And I guess it doesn't want to come up. You don't want to wait forever. Okay. Oh, here it comes, here it comes. Okay. So, you're going to look at the structure, the title of the speech, the author and the speaker. You're going to take each paragraph and talk about the way that it's okay. So anyway, you're going to talk about the major points, or having a story, or a classic approach where they talk about the other side, or they go back and forth between the pros and cons. Whatever the structure, map it out so you can evaluate the rhetorical appeals. Okay, and then this is the historical devices, allusions, and it talks about, keep this put this in a very good place because you're going to be using these words and these ideas in your essay. The allusions, the comparisons, the repetition and parallelism, rhetorical questions, and other things. Okay. I love the way that each assignment keeps just builds upon the next one, and you need to do each one of them. Okay, so that's what we just talked about, analyzing it, and you'll get 20 points for that. And then you're going to talk about me and what you'd like for me to change. Okay, it should just take a couple of minutes, and you're just going to say the strength and what I need to do to improve. And like I say, I will read each one of them and see if there's anything that I can do to be a better teacher the second half of the class than I was the first. And that's it. If you ever have any questions or concerns, you know you can ask me. And remember that the Lord wants you to succeed in this class, and so